Yeah, totally. Hey, do you think we'll ever get another drop goal? Unknown caller. Hello, is this James Corden? No, well, who is it then? Bear Grylls. Where are you? You're on the run? With the rugby ball? No, it's not safe. Ed Helms. He's coming. Good luck, son. Hello and welcome back to Rugby this evening. I'll wobble my table all day long if it brings my boy Bear Grylls back home. We only had one game today, unless you're counting the second game today, in which case we had two games today. The second game today was France against Tonga. For all-round good guys, Tonga, a win against France would not only keep them in the competition, but give them a shot at a first-ever quarter-final, with their last match against the USA coming next week. For the French, a win would see them automatically through to the last 8. The other game was in Pool B for B, New Zealand against Namibia, which had less stakes than a vegan food shop. Let's move on now to 80 minutes in 80 seconds. Don't you start, madam.
80 minutes in 80 seconds!
Yes, this is 80 minutes in 80 seconds. Namibia versus New Zealand, France versus Tonga. For the first match then, it is of course the worst team in the World Cup, Namibia, against the best team in the World Cup, the All Blacks. So I'm going to slightly even the playing field by completely changing the rules of rugby. Each time New Zealand score, they will receive 1 point and only 1 point. Namibia will score as usual. Can I have 80 seconds on the clock, please? Thanks. And here we go. Namibia, an early penalty for them. They're 3-0 up already. A penalty for France as well. They go 3-0 up. France score a try. Vakatawa scores. Ntamak scores a conversion, so they're leading 10-0. New Zealand get a try, but it's only 1 point for them, so it's 1-3. A classic scoreline. Not much happening. Ntamak's missed a penalty to bring France even further away. A second try for New Zealand. It's 2-3 in the early game. Namibia have scored a penalty. It's 2 points to 6. And another penalty for Namibia. They're leading 9 points to 2 in that game. New Zealand have suffered a yellow card as well. Laolala, an amazing name, and he's got a yellow card. France have scored a second try. It's converted by Ntamak, scored by Raka, and it's 17-0 in that game. And New Zealand have scored a third try. It's 3 points to 9 against the Namibians. Tonga have struck back just before half-time, 7-17. That was very important to keep the Tongan World Cup hopes alive. New Zealand have scored a fourth try. It's 4 points to 9, and we're into half-time. Gosh, Namibia leading by a full 5 points. Amazing stuff for them. What a surprise for the underdogs to lead 9 points to 4 at the half. Tonga, that last-minute try, really got them back in the game. It's only 10 points in at France. They'll be pretty disappointed not to be further ahead. And we're into the second half. And New Zealand gets the first try, that's 5-9. And a second try, it's actually the 6th try, but it's the second try of the half. Is the half a different game? No, it's not. It's the same game. So that means it's 6 points to 9. Tonga get a second try and convert it. So it's 14-17. Amazing stuff from Tonga. They're back in that game. France get a penalty. Ntamak scores it. It's 20 points to 14. New Zealand a 7th try in total and an 8th try from Whitelock. Why are they playing Sam Whitelock against Namibia? It's 8 points to 9. Very close still, though, with a good 20 minutes left to play. Ntamak scores for France to bring them over a score in front. They're now leading by 9. It's 23-14. Ben Smith, of course, the amazing player playing against Namibia, for some reason, has scored a try. It's 9-all. New Zealand have had a yellow card for being insolent, probably, and they're down to 10, but Jody Barrett scored. It's 10 points to 9, and that's pretty sad. And TJ Perenara scored. It's 11 points to 9. New Zealand have scored more tries than Namibia have points now. Tonga, they're back in the game, though. They're back in the game. They're back in the game. They're back in the game. It's a Capelli try, and it's converted on the last minute. It's 21-23. Can Tonga get a shock? No. No, they can't. How terribly disappointing. This has been 80 minutes in 80 seconds.
80 minutes in 80 seconds.
Yes, wins there for France and New Zealand as possibly expected. The full-time score for the All Blacks in real life was 71-9. Ouch. Let's see what that does to their table then. Yes, New Zealand in the lead. They'll have to wait until after their game against Italy to truly see if they've qualified for the quarterfinals. Namibia, as ever, targeting that match against Canada next weekend for their first ever World Cup win. In France's pool, they are through to the quarterfinals. They just squeaked home against the Tongans. They've got one more match, of course, against England next weekend. They'll really have to pick up their quality. They've played one good half so far the World Cup and they're in the quarterfinals. Wales probably await them if they can't get past the English, so that will be a dark afternoon if this run of form continues. Tonga, meanwhile, of course, have their consolation game, their own private World Cup final against the Americans. It's a shame that these smaller opposition, who clearly can compete against the likes of France, don't play against a similar calibre of opponent more often in the World Cup. If only there was some form of full classification system. Let's go now to Ed Helms for his 5th and final skills test.
What I've discovered over the
f-
course of these skills tests is that
He's an
rugby
awful person.
is a
play
poor
it.
man's sport. And this is a poor man's show, and Bear Grylls is a poor man. But let me tell you what else I've discovered. I've discovered Frisbee. And a new sport I like to call Frisbinton.
Hey rugby lovers, how's it going? I know what you're thinking, because I'm thinking it too. Why is this Oscar-nominated actor stood in the middle of a mushroom-ridden field? I'll tell you now, it's on behalf of my occasional friend, Ed Helms. I'm here to promote his brand new sport, Frisbinton. Frisbinton is a classic rallying sport like tennis or badminton, but instead of using a ball, we use a disc. First, we're gonna have to learn how to set up a Frisbinton court. Nope. I'm not taking another step unless I want to amend my contract. In the center of the court, we need to paint a white... No. Not painting on my yard. Not gonna happen. The court itself is made up of 2 triangles that you mark out with posts or hoops. Fuck you, man. I'm not doing that. Can't the other guy just do this? Fuck you, man. I don't even like Ed Helms. That fucking asshole. I've already taken more steps than was agreed on, so you'll be hearing from me. Just get the other guy. Wait, am I the other guy? Oh, wow. Hey, my name's Owen Wilson, and I'm here today in Robert Downey Jr.'s backyard to talk to you about a brand new sport invented by my good friend and on-screen brother in the movie Bastards, Ed Helms. First, I need to put these hoops in the ground, and then we can start playing the sport Frisbinton. Wow. Honestly, this is almost as good as my sophology advert. Wow. So here we are, we're all set up. On this side of the court, I got my triangle. And so, to score a point, I want to get it in the opposition's triangle. That's 1 point to me. Let's see if I can score against my good friend Paul Rudd. Hey, that's a point for me. Wow. So it's first to 10, but there are other ways to score. So if my good friend Paul Rudd throws it and it goes out, that's outside the court. Sorry, compadre, that's outside. So that means it's another point for me. So I'm winning 2-0. You suck. I'm joking. We're all validated. Let me fetch that for you. So those are 2 ways of scoring, but there's a third way as well that can get me double points, or doble punto if you're from Mexico. Here we go now. Hey, doble punto. Another point of order is if I throw it and my good friend Paul Rudd drops it. Let's see if I can make him drop it with a trick throw. You dropped it, Paul. I've got to kill a forehand. So, because my good friend Paul Rudd here dropped it, it means that I get a free shot. Now, I'm not going to throw it overarm because I'm not an asshole or a rincon, and also, it's illegal. So I'm just going to throw it underarm and score a point. Oh my God. Hey, 2 points for me. Suck it, Paul Rudd. That means that I won and my good friend Paul Rudd has lost. But we're both winners because we've been playing Frisbinton. So next time you play a game, why not make it Frisbinton? It's as much fun as a crazy canary. For Frisbinton and Ed Helms, I've been Owen Wilson. Wow.
Frisbinton will take over. Do you understand?
Yeah, I
Do you understand?
Come on,
Do you understand?
I hate that guy.
Frisbee
Skills test with a
where
celebrity
it's
guest.
at.
Skills. It
That's
rhymes.
not
I thought it
Frisbee.
was a really nice idea. It rhymes.
That's a plate.
Ed Helms. Frisbits. Robert Downey. Predictions. Today, New Zealand and France won. Head 2 out of 2, heart 1 out of 2. Head moves on to 25, heart on to 20. Thanks to those of you who voted. That really helps. South Africa versus Canada on Tuesday. There's a break tomorrow, but head and heart are going to go for South Africa there. What do you think? Have a vote again. Thanks to everyone who's sending in their 15s. They're fun. They're really fun. So keep doing that. So yeah, we'll see you on Tuesday. I just want Bear Grylls back, really. Bye. Okay.